Morning Show. News Talk Sports 94.9 WSJM.
Well, hello. Good morning.
Happy Friday.
It's Friday, February 9th, and it's going to be a beautiful day because it's going to feel like,
Friday.
April, March 9th, maybe,
Oh,
even
yeah.
May 9th, because 58 is the high today, and sunny skies. It was beautiful yesterday. I think it got it almost all the way up to 60. Later tonight, we're looking at a 50-50 chance for some rain with a low down to 40. The good thing is the wind should die down later tonight. It's going to be 15 to 20 miles per hour during the day today, but should cool down a little bit.
Was I right when I did the wind is coming from the south?
Coming from the south.
And it was all warm and everything?
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't check my wind.
Your wind gauge? You should get a wind gauge next to the frog.
Ooh, I should.
Yeah. Just one of those little weather vanes.
I watched the How It's Made, and they made a rooster.
Is your new TV stuck on that channel?
As soon as I turn it on, it's the suggested channels.
Yeah.
And I just turn it on and watch that.
That's a loop. That same thing happens to me.
Yesterday, I watched how they make armored cars.
Ooh.
Like, not armored cars like the ones that go to the bank. Like, you're driving your regular car.
Yeah.
And you want it to be, maybe you're
the president of the United States.
Exactly.
Or you got the beast.
You've got somebody you need to protect. It has like bulletproof glass, bulletproof panels in the wall, in the side doors.
How fun is that?
It was pretty neat. But they said one of the biggest things, it adds a ton of weight.
Yeah.
They were like about 2,000 pounds or so, or more that it was added. So they were like, and they had the run flats as well.
Okay.
Had to put new suspension on it. But after they were done, it just looked like a regular car, like a regular sedan. And I was like, wow, pretty neat stuff.
Yeah. Gigs like that it sounds like you would go to work every day and just really, really enjoy your job.
Oh, yeah.
Because you get to take apart what somebody else put together and then modify it so that it can withstand a missile strike.
Brand new car, cut it all up and make it cool and do all this stuff. Yeah, that would be
Can
neat.
you bulletproof my Ferrari, please?
Yep.
Sure. Anything's possible.
Spare no expense on that one. All right. Good morning, everybody. We want to find out what's happening this morning. Let's go to the news, which is brought to you by our friends at Cornerstone Alliance. See GoMichigan.com. Cornerstone Alliance.
WSJM News Now. Team coverage from the WSJM Newsroom on News Talk Sports 94.9 WSJM.
In the WSJM Newsroom, I'm Ken Lundberg. Here are some of the stories we're following for you today. Area Congressman Bill Huizenga has some thoughts on the ongoing border security battle in the nation's capital. Most recently, the U.S. Senate failed to approve a bipartisan proposal that would have likely been dead on arrival in the House. Huizenga says the president shoulders most of the blame for the problems at the southern border.
There is a myriad of things that this president could either do or reinstate without congressional action. He is refusing to do it and is trying to actually flip it around and say, oh, well, look, I'm doing everything I can possibly do. Well, if that's the case, how can we have over 7 million people have crossed into our country illegally without proper papers and without permission? 7 million plus since Joe Biden has been in office. And under the last administration, it was about 2.5 million.
Huizenga says the House has already approved a border package that the Senate won't consider. Meanwhile, he tells us he voted for the impeachment of Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas this week. Although the measure failed on a close vote, Huizenga says Mayorkas is not following the law with his handling of illegal entries into the country. A new guest speaker has been announced for the Michigan Black Summit planned in Benton Harbor for next weekend. Michigan Secretary of State Jocelyn Benson will kick off the event with a speech. Neighbors Organizing Against Racism Director Trenton Bowens tells us that she will talk about voting issues.
We have an important election. She's been advocating for the Michigan Voting Rights Act, and it's so much at stake. And, it's not that long ago when we look at our history where African Americans and women could not have the right to vote.
Benson will speak on Friday, beginning an event that will feature Black leaders from throughout Michigan. Bowens says the Michigan Black Summit has grown quickly since it was started, putting a spotlight right on Benton Harbor.
It started off as a dream, and we're still in our infancy. We're still age 2. So to see that it picked up across the state and hosting the Secretary of State, one of the top elected officials, it's unreal.
Benson will bring with her the mobile Secretary of State branch office, which will be parked outside the Mendel Center, offering all the usual branch office services to anyone who needs them. The Michigan Black Summit will be held at Lake Michigan College next Friday and Saturday. Tickets are still available. And presidential candidate Robert F. Kennedy Jr. will be in Grand Rapids tomorrow.
Oh,
That's right. According to his website, Kennedy will hold a voter rally at St. Cecilia Music Center starting at 2 p.m. He'll follow up with a campaign fundraiser outside of Detroit later in the evening.
cool.
So if you want to see RFK Jr., he'll be in Grand Rapids tomorrow.
All right.
Yeah. In the WSJM newsroom, I'm Ken Lundberg.
We'll have sports here in just a few minutes with Dave Wolf. Right now, let's find out what's happening around the nation and the world with ABC News.
ABC News, I'm Dave Packer. President Biden was not found.
Good morning, everybody that's watching on the live stream this morning. My mom's watching. Look at that.
Yeah.
Mom's up early.
Hello, Mrs. Reinhart.
My mom, when she would have appointments and things for a long period of time, she was like, "Yeah, what time's the appointment? Oh yeah, 8 o'clock. Nope, can't do that. Let's make it 10." So she likes to sleep in.
Yeah,
and that's okay.
Yeah. I can't sleep in. Can't sleep in anymore.
You know, when I was always growing up, I was always the sleep in kid.
Yeah.
I mean, I sleep all the time.
Yeah.
But I did not like waking up early, especially during the summertime.
Did your mother on the weekends ever run the vacuum when we were trying to sleep?
Hmm.
Mine did. Saturday morning,
Yeah.
like 8 a.m., 9 a.m.
Yeah. I'm trying to remember. I know when
We didn't even have carpet. She just ran the vacuum cleaner.
we would spend a lot of Saturdays when I was growing up, either going to soccer tournaments or soccer games, or we would go and because we had the auto shop, we would have to go and clean it. And so my brothers and I would go and clean the shop early in the morning and do that. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know if she ran the vacuum.
Maybe you slept
She
through
was
it.
cleaning all the time.
You probably slept through it.
I barely saw my mom when I was growing up because she had.
She's listening, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
No, she knows. Imagine this: 5 boys,
I can't.
5 athletes,
Oh. On the run.
and also boys that also will get dirty from, a couple of my brothers would usually work at the auto shop when they got older, sweeping floors, cleaning, doing some things here and there, odds and ends.
Okay.
So yeah, you got the dirty, oily clothes. You've got the dirty, smelly clothes from the sports. And then the regular dirty, smelly clothes from just being a dirty, smelly teenage boy. She had a great system, though.
God bless you, Mrs. Reinhart.
I will say she had the best system for anybody that has a large family is a color coding system.
Oh, a color coding system?
We're all roughly the same size.
Okay.
So a lot of our clothes, to differentiate all that, she would do dots, paint on each of the. There was like fabric paint.
Oh.
And she would just do little, like if you got a new pack of socks,
Yeah.
or underwear, or
Yeah.
anything like that,
Yeah.
she'd pull them all out and she would dot all of them.
Wow.
Let it dry, and so I was yellow for a number of years. My brother was purple.
Now it's all making sense. Your underwear had yellow dots.
Yeah.
And you say your mom put them on there.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, at least they weren't brown. It wasn't the brown dot. No, I had a brother that was green, blue, purple.
Okay.
And somebody was red, I think. But yeah, she would just get
Dear Lord.
a thing of fabric paint from the store, the craft store, and then do the dots.
Yeah.
It helped. It did help trying to figure all that stuff out.
I have 3 boys, and 2 of them argue over clothes all the time.
Right.
And now the third one is getting to the size where he can share clothes. I just let him have it.
Mhm.
Just go for it.
Yeah.
Whoever wins.
Right. Yeah. There's other things
With
you
5,
can deal
I guess
with.
that's a little more problematic.
Oh yeah. I mean, some of us were, like one of my brothers is close to 6 foot, if not 6 foot. And so he has long legs. I have very short legs. So we couldn't share pants. But shirts, sweaters, all that stuff. It was all confusing. Luckily, our shoe sizes are all kind of similar but different. We're all about. I'm like 9 to a 9.5.
Yeah.
Some of my brothers are like 10s, 11s. So yeah.
After the half size, it's tough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, how's everybody doing this morning?
Maybe they should make adjustable shoes.
They should make adjustable, especially when you're little.
Yeah.
Like little.
Yeah.
So many people, I mean, when you buy something, my nephew had his 4th birthday, and we buy him clothes or things like that for holidays, and it's like, I hope you grow into this. Because you got especially if you get something that's themed, like it's a Christmas or fall or something like that, you got to get the timing just right.
It's tough
to where that they'll fit into it and look cool, and it'll be fun for that holiday. So, Bill said his mom had him and 3 girls.
Oh,
wow,
that's tricky.
Hey, easier to deal with when it comes to clothes.
Yeah, if you're the kid, if you're the boy.
Yeah.
I think
maybe. It all depends.
Yeah.
All right, we'll get to some other things here in just a little bit. Some interesting stuff about the big game, the Super Bowl, that you can hear right here on 94.9 WSJM.
Does everyone know why we say the big game? Why people say the big game?
Because there's trademarks.
That's
to
right.
The Super Bowl, to saying just Super Bowl.
But we can say Super Bowl in a couple of instances. Any day of the week, we can say the Super Bowl when we're talking about news.
Right.
We can also talk about it when we're the station that's running it. So we have freedom there. What else? But if we're trying to use it, if
you're trying to use it for a promotion
or something like that, and saying, hey, we're going to have a Super Bowl party. No, that's a no-no. Can't do that.
Have a big game. We're going to have a nacho party.
Going to have the big game event.
Or a soup or bowl.
I don't know if they let that one slide.
No, probably not. It's too close. All right, let's get back to the show.
All right.
Partly sunny skies today, breezy and warm. We're going to see high temperatures around 55 degrees this afternoon. With that wind, it is still going to be quite warm feeling. We do stay dry during daylight hours, but rain showers return overnight tonight and first thing tomorrow morning. And then tomorrow, we're back to some sun during the day, but high temperatures will be back near 40. I'm Chief Meteorologist Carrie Peugeot.
The Morning Show with Jonny and Ken on News Talk Sports 94.9 WSJM.
Hey, good morning. And I couldn't say it better than what Jeff on our Facebook page says. Today is going to be a good day.
Hey, Jeff.
Yeah. Also, a great description of this show.
Oh.
Weird but hilarious.
Oh, very nice. Very nice.
I like it. It's okay being a little bit weird.
Get a t-shirt with that on it.
Absolutely. First off, some news to get to. You mentioned the dollar store.
Oh, yeah.
And dollar stores. What's going on with dollar stores?
You ever drive through an area for the first time and you notice, hey, there's a dollar store. Oh, there's a Dollar Tree. There's a dollar store. There's a dollar store. They're all over the place.
Yeah, where I live in Niles, there are, I think, 6 or 7 Dollar Generals within 10 minutes of each other.
Why don't they just combine them all and make a $7 store?
Exactly. Or a super dollar store.
A super dollar store. Well, people are noticing that they are popping up all over the place.
Yeah.
And they're getting a little angry about it for a few reasons. Chicago's city council is now expected to vote this coming week, next week, on a proposal to limit where certain dollar stores can open. What they say is a lot of these dollar stores, the small box stores, are not very responsive to complaints that they repeatedly violate city health and building codes by selling expired infant formula and other expired medicines, that they overcharge customers, that they sell tobacco to underage people, and they interfere with inspections. That's what a Chicago analysis has found. The stores have, in that area where they're looking at in Chicago, have racked up nearly $610,000 in fines.
Oh, my.
Since 2017. And so they say they're not good neighbors. And if you're not going to be a good neighbor, then we're going to limit how you do business. And so the proposed crackdown on dollar stores comes as they're worried about the maintenance issues. They're worried about the safety issues. The legislation would prohibit dollar stores owned by the same company from opening within 1 mile of each other in the city.
Okay.
So you'd have to spread them out so that you couldn't just have a whole bunch of them and, I don't know, tax the city inspectors with going
Sure.
around to each and every one of them.
Yeah.
But it also contains a provision in this proposal to make owners of these stores more responsive to customer complaints and would exempt stores from the restrictions if they dedicate at least 10% of their floor space to fresh produce or meat.
Mhm. I agree to that.
Yeah. So they say you're not being a good neighbor right now for a number of reasons, both outside the store and inside the store. But if you start cleaning up your act and you offer fresh food and produce,
Yeah.
then you can keep doing business the way you're doing it.
Yeah, the fresh thing and the food, the healthy food, really, not the fresh food, but also the healthy food options.
Yeah.
Because the convenience of a dollar store and having it within those places, and most of those places, where do they usually build? In places that they call the food deserts, where
Right.
people can't easily maybe get to a grocery store, so they were able to go to those dollar stores, but
Yeah.
you know, if they don't have healthy options, it's not good for those people that can't get to those. If they need to have some of those healthy options, fresh stuff, and I would enjoy that. That would be great.
And somehow there has to be more supervision, more responsibility, more accountability.
Yep.
Because we saw remember the little fruit packets with the applesauce in them?
Exactly.
There was the recall because there was a lead issue, lead contamination in the it was Motley, I think, had the apple thing. And Dollar Tree, they kept finding more and more of these packets still on the shelf. They didn't care. They kept selling them. And that seems like a blatant violation of humanity. But beyond that, they should take them off the shelves.
Right. Well, hopefully this is happening there, but
Chicago,
hopefully this happens, nationwide.
Yeah.
Because with so many that we have in our region, that would be very helpful if they change some of these requirements for them.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
So there you go on that.
Speaking of deserts, the desert of Las Vegas will be lit up for the Super Bowl.
Oh, yeah.
And I thought this was interesting. Las Vegas, the game will be lit up, but it will be going green as it will be totally solar powered.
What will be solar powered?
They say the game in Las Vegas, 100% powered by solar.
Wow.
They've got a huge solar farm with over 600,000 panels in the Nevada desert.
Oh, my gosh.
And it will light up Allegiant Stadium on Sunday.
Huh.
That's pretty awesome.
That is pretty awesome.
The roof is made out of sustainable plastic, and all organic matter like grass clippings and food scraps are composted. So that
I thought you were going to say the roof was made out of food scraps.
Yeah, the roof is made of trash. And that should, they say, offset all the private jets flying over into the games and all the other waste that is happening. But I did not know that it was going to be solar powered. The thing that worries me is the thing that happened a few years back at one of the Super Bowls where the lights went out.
Oh, yeah.
Now they all have LED. A lot of the stadiums are switching to LED, so they can just flip the switch and turn it on and turn it back on, which is cool for the fan experience because they can turn the lights off. They can do a bunch of cool lighting effects and things like that. So it's almost like you're in like a basketball arena.
Yeah.
But yeah, I remember watching that, the Super Bowl, the biggest game of the year. I think it was like New Orleans, and the lights went out, and they were like, well, we got to wait for the lights to warm back up again. That happened at the one of the Hall of Fame games as well. So solar powered football game.
Hope it doesn't get cloudy. I mean, there's all that rain that was coming from California.
Right. That's what I'm worried about. Hopefully it's all got enough power stored up for not only the game, but the halftime show. I'm sure that's going to pull a lot of electricity.
Yeah.
And of course, all the people that are going to be there.
Oh, that's a lot. Because I imagine the electricity. So you need the lights, you need the cameras. Those two things alone are going to suck so much juice. All the generators and everything else that are running.
Yeah.
You
need the concession stand
concessions,
stuff.
Yeah. The refrigerators are going to run in there.
The big jumbotrons that run all that stuff. Yeah. It's pulling a lot of juice.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's all dedicated just to that stadium, but yeah, Las Vegas alone pulls a lot of electricity.
I wonder what they'll put on the big orb, the ball.
Yeah, I'm wondering that too.
I mean, because they've been doing fun stuff with it,
Yeah.
like helmets of the different teams.
Mhm.
Be interesting.
Yeah,
Maybe,
I think
maybe
the
they'll
other-
make it a kiss cam.
There you go. I think the other day they did one of the Eagles Super Bowl rings. They showed
really?
off the Eagles Super Bowl ring, which I thought was in bad taste because it was like, oh,
You could have had
poor
this.
Eagles. You could have had another one. But with that, I know you love AI.
I do.
Speaking of that technology,
Yep.
they say some TV stations are planning to use AI to create Super Bowl highlights.
Let's see how that
Now,
works.
there's a rule that unless a TV station broadcasts the Super Bowl, they have to wait hours to show highlights on the news. Some stations have gotten around this by hiring an artist to draw highlights. What, like in a courtroom? Like here's Travis Kelce hugging Taylor Swift and also scoring a touchdown.
Have you ever seen, I think it's in Japan, they have the news and they actually do it. It's almost like animated graphics.
Really?
Yeah, for their stories.
That's pretty cool.
Even including like car crashes or plane crashes. It's like, yeah, it's, I wonder if they'll do the same thing.
That would be weird.
They'll
But,
use
it'd be
funny to
enjoyable.
watch.
Yeah. Like Nickelodeon. Nickelodeon's gonna, as long as they have the SpongeBob intro to the game, then I'm okay with that.
Oh boy.
But yeah, so they're gonna use AI. Some stations are playing around with AI to recreate plays. They say, is it illegal? Will they get sued? We'll find out on Sunday whether any stations thought artificial intelligence replays were a smart idea. So, yeah.
How about the Puppy Bowl?
The Puppy Bowl is coming up as well, which I'm looking forward to the Nickelodeon broadcast. I'm going to try. I think I'm going to watch the Super Bowl that way. But the Puppy Bowl is something I look forward to. I actually had a Facebook memory pop up the other day that said, all I care about is the Puppy Bowl. And it's still to this day, all I care about is the Puppy Bowl. But the Puppy Bowl, which I believe is on Animal Planet this year, celebrating a milestone, their 20th anniversary.
Yeah.
They're going to feature the most puppies ever.
Ooh.
With over 130 puppies.
Wow.
Hitting the AstroTurf.
That's a lot of doo-doo.
Exactly. Little potties, little poo-poo everywhere.
130 puppies.
The ASPCA is also reminding you that shelters are filling up again. So please take a puppy home if you can.
Yeah. Yeah.
Honestly, if I could, I would have just tons of puppies every day.
Yeah.
We need a station puppy.
We need 5 or 10. That would be amazing.
Baker's dozen.
Do you know how the Puppy Bowl came about?
No.
Rolling Stone wrote this article. During a meeting, a suggestion was made that the best defense against the programming that is the Super Bowl, which basically sucks all the programming ratings for that period of time, the best defense for anyone who didn't want to watch the Super Bowl, somebody suggested, well, let's point a camera at puppies.
It's a great idea.
That's what they did on a football field in sort of a dog version of the Super Bowl. It's kind of a dog version of the Yule log that burns every holiday season. It was Margot Kent, the executive producer for the Puppy Bowl. She remembers she produced the first one. It was always a joke. How do you counter the Super Bowl? Let's put a box of puppies up there and call it a day. It's not even worth trying to go against the Super Bowl.
Genius.
And now 20 years.
Yeah. That's got to be a pretty big field to fit 130 puppies. Because I thought they just did it in like a small room and they just said, okay, puppies go. And they did them in or maybe they'll do them in waves, like teams. Because it's only 5-10 minutes.
Yeah, it's not very long. It's not as satisfying as it sounds.
Yeah.
But it's fun.
Now I want a puppy. If anybody wants to drop off puppies.
Puppy breath.
580 East Napier.
Little puppy. No. What are you doing?
What? It's Furry Friends Friday. We're supposed to have puppies, right? We can get puppy drop-offs.
Oh, man. What about hedgehogs? That'd be fun.
I've always... Hedgehogs, and honestly, I would love to also at someday own a raccoon.
And in Michigan, I believe you can.
Really?
I think it's legal in Michigan.
We'll have to look that up.
Yeah.
But yeah, the hedgehogs are adorable. I saw the other day somebody, I think it lost its mom or something like that, but someone had found a possum, a baby possum and nursed it up to regular adult size, and it was pretty cool, pretty cute.
It is legal to keep pet raccoons in Michigan with a permit.
Okay.
Yeah.
How do I find a pet raccoon? That's the biggest question.
Just hold a trash in
Just
your
hold
hand.
trash in my hand and hope that a wild
Here,
raccoon
trash
comes
panda,
by.
Trash panda. Here you
I
go.
don't think that's going to be a good way to lure in the
Probably not.
raccoon. I think I would rather have a young raccoon that I can train. But how do you train a raccoon? These are all questions that could be answered by people that comment or call in to this fine award-winning program.
Oh,
but
boy.
a lot of good comments on our Facebook page of people talking about puppies and how they're excited about it. What else do I got? Yeah. If you want to check out the comments, or if you want to comment, you can be a part of the show on our Facebook, YouTube, and X. We'll get to some other things here in just a little bit. We'll have your Bloomberg Market Minute, news, sports, and a whole lot more next.
Just as the roots of a mighty
If people bring puppies by the station, you're in trouble.
That's okay. I don't mind. Furry
Oh,
Friends
no.
Friday, man.
Oh, man. I love Furry Friends Friday. What do you have today?
Cat.
Ah,
A really cute, really cool cat.
I feel like you've been neglecting the cats.
Yeah, there's been, which I was excited about and happy about. There was a string of probably 4 or 5 weeks that I think we had puppies
Yeah.
or dogs at least, which that was exciting.
Hmm.
But I know between almost all the groups, by the way, I'm talking to Robin from Paws of Hope, who's behind the scenes. She's the one that helps organize Furry Friends Friday for us. She gets
Okay.
all the animal groups to be a part of it. But the thing I've been hearing from almost every single one of them is they are full.
They are. Yeah.
So if you have an opportunity to you have the ability really want to take on a dog or cat or whatever else animals they have,
Mm-hmm.
might be a good idea because there is quite a lot of them.
Mm.
I'm still wanting to have a big farm that I just have like at least a dozen dogs.
Yeah.
I mean, it'll be a lot to deal with.
Yeah.
I'd have to probably quit my job.
Would they all be the same kind of dog?
No, it'd be a
Okay.
variety.
Okay.
I'd probably just find every senior dog that I could find.
Yeah.
And so it'd be like a dog nursing
So
home.
it'd actually be the farm
Yeah,
that the dogs go out to.
Yeah.
Chase the rabbits.
exactly.
Yeah.
And the walks would be great because I could probably take all of them and it would be fine because they're old, so they would just walk slow. So with their powers combined, it would be like a regular steady walk.
Yes. Yeah. They would they'd help the slackers keep
Mhm,
up.
mhm.
I like that.
And then I could also have a raccoon farm where I raise a lot of raccoons. Have you ever watched videos of raccoons like eating? Like
Yeah,
people
they're
have
pretty.
domesticated raccoons, and just seeing how they just they wipe their hands and then they eat and they just it's adorable.
It
So-
is adorable.
So that's why I should start asking the Humane Society or maybe Animal Control, Barron County Animal Control. Maybe because I know they get all kinds of different animals, but maybe they could be the ones that I could see if I could find a raccoon.
Okay.
But it is legal. It is legal in the
If
state
you-
of Michigan.
Yeah, I think you
Got to
have
get a permit.
Got to get a permit.
Okay.
So
So I could have a comfort therapy raccoon.
you take it on airplanes.
Yeah, this is fine.
The
With a
national-
raccoon, though, because their nails, their claws and all that stuff are very deadly. I mean,
Sure.
that's how they defend themselves.
Okay.
And they do all their digging and foraging and all the stuff that they're doing.
Yeah.
Would you get them filed down a little bit, smoothed down?
I like
just
the idea
so-
of the dip.
the dip.
Yeah, where you have their nails dipped in that plastic stuff that just hangs onto it, like the
Okay.
rubber.
Yeah.
Yeah, just do that.
Hmm,
You can do
that's-
that to dogs too, or
Okay.
cats.
That's not a bad
Yeah.
idea.
It's better than the declawing
Sure.
alternative.
Yeah. Or even like the clipping because you don't know how they're going to grow back. All right. Well, I might have to do that. You're giving me some great ideas for rounding up, taking care of raccoons.
What do you have Super Bowl plans?
No, I have rehearsal on
What?
Sunday.
Somebody scheduled rehearsal on
yeah.
Super Bowl Sunday?
Yep. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that
You know me,
my
I'm not a sports ball fan, but I wouldn't schedule something
No.
on Super Bowl Sunday.
no, yeah, and it's one of our first rehearsals. I think it's because we have a concert coming up next month that
Who is this person?
my buddy Dave.
Let's get them on the phone.
Yeah. No, he I think what he did is he looked at the day of the concert and
Yeah.
just looked at how many Sundays he's going to take us to get ready for it, and he just counted backwards.
Yeah.
And I think he totally forgot. I think other people within our group probably mentioned to him like,
yeah.
you do realize it's Super Bowl Sunday. Like we could have done it Saturday.
Yeah.
I would have been fine with a Saturday.
Sure.
But no, he's like, yeah, we're going to do it on Sunday. I'm like, well,
I
as long
think he
as long
protested.
as I'm done.
Nope. You got to protest.
No, because I think we're done. Because I think doesn't the Super Bowl not even start till like 6:30 or 7?
Usually.
So I think we're done by like 5. So I think we'll be all right. We'll be all right.
Well, be careful out there.
Yeah, it's going to get colder.
Yeah.
All right, let's get back to the show. We'll catch you up with news and sports here in just a moment.
For the first time, but it closed just shy of that milestone. And the futures are a bit higher this morning. Gina Cervetti, Bloomberg Radio.
Hi, this is John Prose. You're listening to The Morning Show with Jonny and Ken on 94.9 WSJM.
Hey, good morning. Just past 7:30, and today we're looking at pretty decent weather. It's going to be nice and sunny and high of 58. Later tonight, we're looking at 50-50 chance for some rain with a low down to 40. The weekend, though, not so good. Going to get down to 40 on Saturday, and 38 is the high on Sunday.
Still pretty decent.
Yeah, I'm okay with it. It's above the freezing mark.
Yeah.
Let's find out what's happening in the news this morning.
WSJM News Now. Team coverage from the WSJM Newsroom on News Talk Sports 94.9 WSJM.
In the WSJM Newsroom, I'm Ken Lundberg. Here's some of the local stories we're following for you. Napier Avenue between 94 and US 31 will not be going on a road diet after all. The Berrien County Road Department had been planning to reduce the road from 4 travel lanes down to 2 with a middle turn lane as part of a reconstruction project in the next few years. But at their Thursday meeting this week, the Berrien County Board of Commissioners intervened. They said, no, we're going to keep it as is. County Administrator Brian Doucette tells us the board approved the resolution that effectively keeps the road as it is today, saying the county last year agreed to take control of that section of Napier from the Michigan Department of Transportation. But they do have a lot of planned development that could happen in that area. So they say, we're going to keep the road as is for now.
So does that mean if they're not going on a road diet, I don't have to go on a diet?
That's exactly right.
Okay, good.
Exactly right. Yeah. Police say, in other news, police say they do believe it was carbon monoxide that was behind the death of a woman and 2 dogs that were found unresponsive in a parked car in Hartford this week. The Hartford Police Department tells us an officer out on patrol noticed a vehicle parked at the Hartford recreational ball fields at around 8:20 in the morning on Wednesday. It was backed up to a fence. The officer approached, saw 2 dogs and 2 people in the car, all apparently unconscious. None responded when he knocked, so the officer called for backup. They broke into the car. They found that the 19-year-old woman was dead. Also were the 2 dogs. The man was still alive. He was taken to an area hospital where it is believed he will recover from his ingestion of the carbon monoxide. It's believed they were homeless. The man is recovering, and the incident remains under investigation. And Indiana Michigan Power is going to be doing some cool work this week, next week. They'll do aerial tree trimming in our area. Spokesperson Tracy Warner tells us helicopter crews will be out and about scanning the tree lines by high voltage power lines. They say anyone in the area at the time is likely to see some interesting work happening. They've got the helicopter with the blades hanging down, and they'll be doing tree trimming.
They're going to let you do a ride along?
I would love to do a ride along. So if they're listening right now, Indiana Michigan Power, I would love to do a ride along with the tree trimming folks in the helicopter.
I'm sure we could make some calls.
We should do that. But the tree trimming starts on Tuesday. It'll continue through Friday next week. And if you think it's noisy, it'll only happen between 8 a.m. and 6 p.m. each day.
Okay.
Yeah, they're going to do Hartford, Coloma, and Benton townships.
Very cool.
In the WSJM newsroom, I'm Ken Lundberg.
That'd be a fun job.
Wouldn't that be fun?
Fun, but a little bit stressful
and dangerous.
because you're getting pretty close to some pretty powerful stuff.
You don't want to do it when the winds are really high.
No. All right, we'll catch you up with sports here in just a moment. Right now, let's find out what's happening around the state.
The Michigan News Network.
I'm Beth Fisher. An Alpena County jury has
Super Bowl. Looks like pregame is around 4:00.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So
But,
4:00 is pregame, kickoff at 6:30.
Yep, 4:00 pregame. Then there's the game broadcast So it's like the pregame and then the pregame is at 5, and then the game is at 6:30.
No, the pregame is at 4.
Right, the pregame,
and then the
pregame, and then the
game,
then the game,
and then the commercials,
and then the commercials. Yep, exactly.
And then Usher.
And then Usher, which I'm excited about. I'm a fan of Usher.
Yeah.
I know because that's the thing with the Super Bowl, you want it to be a performer that can put on a show.
Yeah.
I mean, I know a lot of people have said, and I really think this would be a great idea too. And they missed this chance. They dropped the ball when the Super Bowl was in San Francisco a few years ago. Is that they should have had Metallica.
Oh, yeah.
And I think the idea, and it kind of made sense. It makes sense with a lot of these towns that they go to, these cities they go to, is why not pull one of the famous singers or bands that's originally from those areas? Because pretty much most major cities, there's probably somebody came out of somewhere.
Absolutely.
Metallica from the San Francisco area. So why not have them do it? Same thing with like Seattle area.
Yeah.
You have break out one of the grunge bands.
You could do Foo Fighters.
Yeah. Or Pearl Jam.
You could do Pearl Jam.
Yeah.
Yeah. Foo Fighters are better. No, they're not.
I think you do. What I would do is a Seattle mashup. And you would get the grunge bands, and you would get some of the other Seattle bands.
I'd like to see Heart do a grunge sing along.
Ooh,
that'd be fun.
Heart, huh?
Yeah, Anna Nancy Wilson.
I saw a video, and this was from a video that I think he did last year. T-Pain.
Yeah,
who does a lot of the auto tune stuff.
Yeah.
You ever heard T-Pain without the auto tune?
No, is it pretty bad?
No, he's a fantastic singer.
Then why does he have the auto tune?
I don't know, because he's a great singer.
Because he didn't like hearing other people get out of tune.
I think he thought it was a cool thing.
It is cool,
effect.
It is.
But no, he's a fantastic singer, and he did a cover of War Pigs.
Oh, Black Sabbath.
And Ozzy retweeted it and said, "This is the best War Pigs cover." I'll have to find it. It's
that does sound good.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
So yeah, T-Pain. If anybody listens to anybody that doesn't listen to T-Pain, he's the one that does the auto tune. So that's the
the technology that has single-handedly wrecked the music industry.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Because people can go into a studio, sing horribly and sing wrong, and then they're just like, "Oh yeah, we can fix it."
You know what they did before auto-tune?
What's that?
Milli Vanilli.
Right. The ghost singers essentially. All right.
We should talk about Super Bowl games.
Ooh, Super Bowl games?
Yeah, if you're having a party and you don't want to just make the whole thing the game itself and the food, there's some tips on what you can do.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking for some snacks. I saw something yesterday that seemed like a very simple recipe. It was oyster crackers.
Okay.
And you do a little olive oil, and then you throw Old Bay.
Okay.
And then you just toss it in the oven for a little bit. Let it solidify there and latch on to the oyster crackers, and then you just got a little Old Bay snack.
So crackers, olive oil, and Old Bay seasoning?
That's all you need. Yeah.
And what it's like a mild Chex Mix?
Basically, yeah.
Okay.
A simple mix, yeah.
Maybe you could do that and then throw it in the Chex Mix as an extra surprise.
Little fun. Yeah. I like that.
I like the Cajun.
I love Old Bay.
Yeah, it's so good.
But what's so weird about Old Bay is that of course I lived out in Maryland, so that's what they power their cars with.
That's right.
Is Old Bay.
Yes.
And what was here when I lived here, I had a can of Old Bay.
Mm-hmm.
And I had that same can of Old Bay for a number of years. I went to Maryland, got a brand new can of Old Bay.
Yeah.
It was only there for about a year and a half. I ran through that can of Old Bay because I put it on everything.
Yeah.
Eggs, cereal.
It's good.
I put it in my water everywhere.
Old Bay seasoning.
And then I came back thinking, oh, got to get another thing of Old Bay because
Yeah.
you know I'm an Old Bay person now, and I've had that thing of Old Bay for probably 2 years now.
This is not a commercial for Old Bay seasoning, by the way.
This show is brought to you by Old Bay. Yeah, I put it everywhere. I'd sprinkle it in my. I'd use it as a deodorant.
Do you use paprika?
Yeah,
Yeah.
smoked paprika.
Yeah, I love smoked paprika.
But I love Old Bay.
The reason I brought paprika up is because I think that's probably a primary ingredient of Old Bay, and I put it in everything. It's so good.
There is, I
So
believe, there's tons of stuff in Old Bay, but there's salt, paprika. I think there's celery salt in there, pepper, of course, tons of stuff. But Old Bay's delicious. Good for seafood, but good for all kinds of different things.
Candy, put it on your chocolate.
Speaking of, as we were talking earlier about rehoming or adopting a raccoon.
Uh-oh.
Jeff says raccoons probably walk much faster than a senior dog. Good point. So I got to be back in shape and ready to go. But good morning to Teresa. Good morning, Diane, who says good morning to Teresa.
Good morning.
Yeah. Did you look up the ingredients of Old Bay?
I did. As a matter of fact.
What are some of the general?
I already closed it, but it was basically what you said. It was celery, salt, black pepper. Let's see what else we have here. Celery, salt, spices, including red pepper and black pepper and paprika.
Oh, nice.
That's it.
Nice.
You got no calories in the serving size, which is a quarter teaspoon. You have no calories, no grams of fat, no cholesterol, no carbohydrates, no fiber, no protein.
Wow.
But you do have 140 milligrams of sodium. That might be why you like it so much.
Yep. It's like a salt lick.
Yeah.
No, it's good. I mean, I'll put it on just about everything. Pickles. I'll put it on candy bars, chicken.
Yeah.
My toothbrush.
Seafood.
Yeah, of course, seafood. Yeah, you got to put it on seafood. Yeah. All righty. How's everybody doing today? We've got a laughy face today.
Oh,
Jeff
good.
gave us a ha 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 ha.
Oh, very nice.
Ha 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 ha. When you use emojis, do you use different levels of laughy faces depending on how funny something is?
I certainly do. Sometimes you have the squinty laughy face that's horizontal.
Yep.
Sometimes you have the angled one.
The angled one.
The angled one to me means I'm laughing even harder.
I am ROFL.
Yes.
Or
Rolling on the floor.
Yeah, rolling on the floor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Laughing.
Yeah, rolling on the floor, laughing. Yep.
Yes.
Acronyms and stuff like that.
Well, I like emojis.
I like them. I don't like the overuse of emojis.
Yeah.
I use if I'm gonna do a laughy face,
Yeah.
or even the fall over, ha ha ha, I'm dying kind of laughy face. I only do 2, maybe 3. But there's sometimes people will just use way too many, 5, 6 of them.
So the overuse, in your opinion, is when they put too many in a message.
I don't like when people replace words with an emoji.
Oh.
I'm going to drive my car to get gas.
Well,
I need money.
I usually double up. If I'm going to drive my car, then I do the car right after that.
Mm-hmm.
So you can get both of them.
All right, let's get back to the show here.
Peugeot.
The Morning Show with Jonny and Ken on News Talk Sports 94.9 WSJM.
Got to push the button.
Push the button.
Yeah. All right.
The Nobel Nobel Prize Committee said we just missed a nomination for.
Oh, man.
Yeah. For intellectual discussion.
Not even one of them?
Well, we were going to get one, but then we were talking about emojis, and
no! I thought that emoji conversation was
took it up a level.
Riveting.
Yeah,
riveting conversation.
If you're on our video live stream, you can see us talk behind the scenes about all kinds of interesting stuff, including emojis.
Emojis, yeah, absolutely. I think they're great. They
You think anybody out there just went, "What's an emoji?"
No.
Okay, good.
I think everybody uses emojis,
okay.
right?
I think so.
Yeah,
my mom
uses emojis. Yeah. And so not very well, but she uses like the thumbs up and different stuff.
Yeah.
She has what those what is the Bitmoji where it's like you as a cartoon?
Oh.
Do you have that was kind of a thing when I think one of the last iPhones that came out, they were like a new iPhone update. They were like, "Oh, now you can be like your digital self."
Absolutely.
I like to be a chicken. Like all the different faces. I was like, I made my face thing on my phone, but then most of the time if I'm going to send somebody a video, I usually do it as a chicken.
I like that.
Or a pig.
Sometimes if I'm FaceTiming with one of my boys, I will turn into either the dragon. I like the dragon, or the bunny, or the skeleton head.
Ooh.
Yeah, I like the
skeleton head.
Yeah.
Nice.
That's fun.
Some other interesting things. We were talking about this a little bit the other day about work boundaries.
Okay.
You know, like if somebody emails you or calls you, outside of your regular working hours.
Right.
It can be a little frustrating sometimes.
Sure. Yeah, because you don't know what you should do. Should I
do
I need to get back to this right now, even though I'm off the clock?
Yeah.
Or can it wait till tomorrow?
Right. And if it waits until tomorrow, sometimes you get the, "Hey, can you respond to the email I sent you yesterday?" And it's like, yeah, I'm doing that now because now I'm back on the clock.
Yeah.
But something interesting I found, Australian workers could get real serious with their work boundaries. The country's Senate passed a bill just yesterday, I think.
Okay.
That would protect employees who decline communication outside of their scheduled workday. So if employers try to punish a worker for trying to have a life, the company would be fined for violating this law. If it goes into effect, then several countries in Europe have already had similar measures put in place.
Huh. I don't know how I feel about that.
Not that I don't know how I feel about it. I think more so is how do they enforce that?
Right.
Are they gonna be able to check every email timeline and say, "Oh, well, the person punches out at 5:00.
Right.
You sent them an email saying, "Please get back to me as soon as possible" at 5:02. That's a violation.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, is the legislation that if somebody gets punished, whether they're docked pay or if they get terminated or something along those lines, then they have to go to court or arbitration, whatever they have to do. And somebody can raise, "Hey, they emailed me off a time and that's what they're dinging me for here." This is what that's going after, right?
The bill will now, it's still going to their House of Representatives for final approval, but employees would have the right to refuse to monitor, read, or respond to contact or attempted contact from an employer outside of the employee's work hours. It's unreasonable. An amendment put forward by that Green Party in Australia.
Perfectly fine with that. Although I will also say, I think it's up to the culture of the work place to start it from the top as to set the expectation for who, what, when, how, where, and why, all that kind of stuff. Because if it's a medical situation, I want an answer as soon as possible.
Sure.
Like, "Hey, I'm a heart surgeon. I'm about to go in for surgery, but there's this extra valve. Hey, doctor colleague, I know you're off playing golf somewhere. Can you give me some advice here?"
I don't think that would be an email. That I'm hoping
that
would
a text message.
If I'm the one on the table, I would hope that you are making a phone call.
My point is that I want certain situations to be immune from that kind of thing because you want an answer. You want an answer right now.
Right. But let's
say you're the Secretary of Defense and you're in for a medical procedure.
Mm-hmm.
Should you tell your boss, hey, I can't answer emails right now, or should you hide that?
I think you should have an email bounce back that says, hey, man,
Yes.
in surgery right now.
Yeah.
The email bounce back, I think people don't, I think that's an underutilized thing.
I agree.
Because
it's a pain to set up.
It is. It takes some time. And even if it's like, you go on vacation, you take a quick half day or something like that. But I feel like there should be like just an away message almost every time you're done with your day.
Maybe there should be AI response.
Ooh,
somebody
that
emails.
Could be a little tricky.
No, I think it'd be great because there's you can.
Would you trust the AI?
There'd be a disclaimer that says, "Hey, figure this out yourself." Or you can listen to my AI recommendation based on previous decisions by Ken. This is what he would probably want you to do.
Ken has this message for you, and then all it is just 2 hours of on hold music.
Girl from Ipanema.
I will say there's a couple people that I call on and they'll say, "Oh, well, let me connect you. I'll put you on hold." No, there's one place that I call for I
just
think
to be put on hold.
Yeah, I think it's the Humane Society. Actually, they have a great song for their on hold music. I can't remember, but every time I hear it, I'm like, yeah, all right. I'm grooving, I'm jamming out, and then they're like, "Hey, how's it going?" And I'm like, "Can you put me back on hold real quick?" But that's the thing is, as you mentioned about there's certain situations where these should be acceptable. Well, I think that's where things have kind of gotten out of control.
Okay.
Is that every business has kind of said like, this is a valid reason for me to contact you. This is a good reason for me to contact you. And I think even too, when a lot of us were working from home,
yes,
you're never really away from your workplace because you've got the company computer, you've got the iPad, you've got it on your phone, you've got it just about everywhere. Then I think so many people aren't disconnecting, and we're overworking ourselves.
Yes.
And sometimes I think employers are taking advantage of the fact that, well, I can contact them and I know they're going to respond.
Yeah.
I know they're going to respond to me immediately when I reach out to them. So there really isn't that boundary. So having some sort of boundary, I don't know how they're going to regulate it. I don't know how they're going to police the whole thing, but maybe this will at least tell people, say, think before you send the email out.
Yeah. Otherwise, we'll send the kangaroo to your house.
Right.
Because it's Australia.
I think after my work hours, you should have to write a letter. And then I'll get the the email. The email goes back to 1950.
Oh boy.
That's how our correspondence is.
Or maybe the automatic bounce back shouldn't be a message at all. It should just send you back an hourglass saying delivering this message, and just keep spinning until your regular hours start again.
Yeah. The internet goes back to 1982.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, we've got a lot of other things to get to here in just a little bit. We got your Moody on the Market update next. It's the morning show on 94.9 WSJM.
Everybody loves a bargain. Say it. You love a
Yeah, I at one point I have it on my phone now, but I don't have it to where it notifies me every time I get a new email, because if I did, I would never be able to sleep or do anything. So I have it to where it's there and I'm able to check it whenever I need to. But yeah, I get emails all the time from people. And sometimes sometimes I respond and sometimes I wait. I try to read the urgency. In there, but not everything is urgent.
And the simplicity of it has a direct bearing on how quickly I'll respond.
Mm-hmm.
If it's a simple, like, okay, I get it. Yes. Or nope, that's not going to work for me.
Hey, can you send me this? Okay. I'll send it to you tomorrow. And then they ask you the next day, hey, I needed that yesterday. Then you should have said, I need this right now.
What's the old saying? Your emergency is not mine, or something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
But you do want to be a team player. You always want to be a team player, but not be taken advantage of.
I want to be a team player like professional athletes.
Get paid for it, negotiate new contracts.
Well, not even that, but just like every once in a while, I want to be the diva.
Yeah.
Every
once in a while.
Every once in a while.
Every once in a while. Not all the time.
I'll just say I'm holding out. I'm holding out from that email. All right. Coming up here in just a few seconds, we will have your Moody on the Market update, which
we're going to do the accounting firm one that I wanted to get to yesterday, but we had so much stuff. We're going to do it today.
Oh yeah, Krugel Lawton.
Yeah, Krugel Lawton. Growing.
Oh,
Krugel Lawton growing.
Very nice.
See if you're on the live stream, you got inside information there.
I know some people over there.
Yeah,
that's good. Yeah, some good people.
Do they know numbers?
Oh, they're good at numbers.
Yeah,
and I think they know this show.
Really?
I believe they listen to this fine award-winning program. Yeah,
look at that.
All right, let's get back to it, and we'll have your Moody on the Market update here. Also, by the way, it is Furry Friends Friday. We'll have that coming up after 8. We'll also have Flick Pick with Andrew Green after 8 as well. Part of WSJM.
The Morning Show with Jonny and Ken on News Talk Sports 94.9 WSJM.
When you want to know what's going on in Southwest Michigan, especially when it comes to business news, Southwest Michigan, and why we love it here, and interesting people you should know, you can find it at moodyonthemarket.com and the app. And Moody on the Market's update is brought to you by our friends at Insurance Management Service. Call IMS today, your local auto owners agency with locations in St. Joseph and in Niles.
And business update, one of the region's major accounting firms is growing with the acquisition of a Portage accounting office effective in June. Krugel Lawton has an office in St. Joseph and headquarters in South Bend, Indiana. Now it will also have a full-service branch in Portage, plus Indiana offices in Elkhart and Goshen, and an office in Knoxville, Tennessee.
Oh, my gosh.
They are getting big.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Krugel Lawton announced that the partners and staff of Cole Gavlis?
I would say Gavlis.
Is that an L?
Yeah.
Gavlis PC of Portage will join the firm effective June 1, and the addition will bring 11 new professionals and 3 partners to Krugel Lawton, further expanding the firm's reach in Southwest Michigan. Now the location is at 2401 West Center Avenue in Portage, which sounds like a great location. That will be the 6th Krugel Lawton office, the firm's 2nd here in Michigan.
Wow. They're delighted to have the Cole Gavlis team at Krugel Lawton, said Barry Hall, CPA, managing partner. Combining our 2 very talented teams will create new opportunities to serve the Portage Kalamazoo area. Cole Gavlis has an outstanding reputation for excellent client service and quality of work, which will increase their depth and expertise across several service lines. Lots of information here. They are very excited. The team at Cole is also excited to be joining Krugel Lawton. They say the partnership between the 2 firms feels very natural because of their values, their culture, and their approach to client service, very closely aligned. So the firm's St. Joe office is at 526 Upton Drive in the Edgewater neighborhood. You can read that full article at moodyonthemarket.com. That's great. Congratulations for your growth.
And good timing with tax season and all that, and accounting and all that going on.
Do you think they did all the numbers on that before they did the deal?
Oh, of course. Yeah. I'm sure
what is that like, 2 CPA firms negotiating a deal like that? It's like, oh, my numbers say this. Well, my numbers
I feel like it probably
this.
takes longer.
Yeah.
I mean, they really...
Does your math check out?
When you buy a company, usually the first thing you get to do is you get to look at the books.
Absolutely.
And they take definitely a
you use this accounting method. What are we in the 1800s?
They probably break out the abacus.
Oh yeah, love the abacus.
I got it. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know how to use one, don't you?
I do.
So weird.
Yeah. I love abaci.
You're like a hipster. Oh yes.
If the power goes out, if the solar panels fail, what am I going to do?
I just want to see you at the grocery store. Like, I'm going to write you a check, but first let me tally up my
too much sodium in that.
Let me tally it up on my abacus. All right, that's your Moody on the Market update, brought to you by our friends at Insurance Management Service. Call IMS today, your local auto owners agency with locations in St. Joseph and in Niles.
We're watching over.
All right.
Money.
What do we got here? Take a look at our comments here. Oh, Jeff says AI response that the employee gets paid for. Ooh, I like that.
Make an AI work for you.
Yeah, I try to do that with stuff with like either when I have to answer an email outside of hours, or if I have to, like, because the radio station, anytime it goes quiet for a certain amount of time, I'm the one that gets the phone call.
Yep.
And I have to wake up at random times of the day. Could be 1 o'clock in the morning, could be 3 o'clock, could be 2 o'clock in the afternoon on a Saturday. And sometimes it takes me 4 or 5 minutes to
why
get it done.
isn't there an AI to fix that?
Sometimes there
Not
is.
that we want to eliminate your job on that.
No. I actually, that part of my job I would love to eliminate.
It should be.
I know certain systems that what they do is they'll sense the silence and then they'll
just move
advance
to the
it.
next
They'll
thing.
advance it, but sometimes that could run into, oh, I sense silence, I'm going to advance. I sense silence, I'm going to advance. And then what it does is all of a sudden you get back, and when a person's looking at it, they're like, it's Sunday, but we're playing everything for Tuesday, and it throws things off.
But
so there
doesn't
still
that
needs to be a little bit of monitoring.
Yeah, but doesn't that seem like an easy AI fix? It's like, okay,
I agree.
How do we because there's silence, I'm going to play something. There should just be a bank of audio something or other.
Yeah, like,
Put just Steve Martin playing the banjo or something like
there
that.
you go.
Yeah, do that. Or doing the King Tut bit.
Or the MASH theme song. You're good at mouth trumpeter. We should start a band, a little jazz band, just doing mouth trumpet.
I love mouth trumpet.
Can you do mouth tuba?
I don't know. I think
that's trombone.
That's trombone.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's trombone.
All right. That's enough for today. Good morning to your son.
Where? Oh, there he is. Hey, Stuart.
There he is.
Good
There's
morning,
Stuart.
sunshine.
Then we also have, this is a good one.
Which one?
You guys are great.
Aw.
You guys make my morning.
Teresa, you're
Thanks,
amazing.
Teresa.
Thank you. You make our day too.
People are showering us with praise today, and I don't like it. Where's a negative comment? I need a negative comment to balance me out.
No.
Because I can't. I do this to people all the time.
Oh boy.
You know what? Everybody like showers people with compliments, like, "Oh, great job, great job,
Yeah,
great
you're
job."
good at that.
I really like doing the opposite.
Oh boy.
When they're like, "Oh,
Contrarian.
I love what you did with this," and then I'm like, "Yeah, I don't like it." So I like to balance it out just a little bit. Oh, here we go. Jocelyn always coming in. Boo! Thank you.
Very
Thank you.
nice.
All right, that about does it for us. We got to get back to the next hour of the show, but that wraps up the live stream and wraps up our day,
Our broadcast week.
our broadcast week.
We'll
so
be back after the Super Bowl. If you need a place to listen to it, WSJM.
Mm-hmm. And what's pregame? What did I say? 4?
4
The
o'clock.
pregame.
The
is at 4.
pregame is at 4 o'clock. If you can't
Pregame
get
at
enough
5.
of sports ball, we'll start the pregame at 4 o'clock. Then the pregame sometime between then and 6:30, and then the kickoff at 6:30,
Mhm.
and then you'll be going to bed after midnight.
Yep.
Something like
Definitely
that.
gonna have to take a Sunday nap or a long Saturday nap.
Yeah, you better not watch the whole game.
Oh, I will.
No, we need you in Monday.
All right, everybody. You have a good day.